O'Reilly is dead and his brother don't know it. His brother is dead and O'Reilly don't know it. Both of them dead, they're lying in bed. Neither one knows that the other one's dead. Welcome to the Hootenanny Revival, St. Patrick's edition. St. Patrick's Day is past, but it's still his month and we're going to celebrate it all the way to the end. So let's have a toast to St. Patrick. Here's to the good St. Patrick, who through cunning and stealth drove all the snakes from Ireland. Let us toast his health. But let's not toast too often, or we'll lose ourselves, and then we'll forget the good St. Patrick, and we'll see those snakes again. Hootenanny Revival is a hootenanny that takes place here at Traditions Cafe on the fourth Sunday of each month, where a bunch of old folk musicians who were alive during the 60s and singing during that time and can still remember some of it, get together and relive old times. From 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, there's no charge. Come on in, have a snack, join us and sing along. Molly Graham, who's your usual hostess, has gone to California to get some sunshine. So for this time, Di Meyer will be your hostess, and the hootenanny's about to start. So here's Di.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It is the fourth Sunday of the month. A big surprise to some of us. Like, where is the time going? It's shooting by. Sometimes that's good, and I don't know, I guess it's great. It's a gorgeous day, and we're very grateful that you're here because it's March, which has generally been proclaimed St. Patrick's Month, so the Irish must celebrate, and we must sing a lot of old songs and some new ones and play some tunes. This is a song about, it's called Rothseo. It's about a little suburb area off Glasgow, Scotland. And of course, it's some Irishmen out late one night, and on New Year's Eve, yes, the very Eve. And this is what happened with them. One New Year's Eve in Glasgow town, when all we had was havoc round, a bunch of us thought we'd prowl around and find some fun in Rothseo. We wandered out Victoria Street, and we didn't care much for snow or sleet. And at 2:30 with aching feet, we found ourselves in Rothseo. Diddle-ma-do-a-dum-a-day, diddle-ma-do-a-da-da-do, diddle-ma-do-a-dum-a-day, the night we went to Rothseo. Well, Burt Di Meyer here, who's a bit of a lout, he said he'd treat us all to a pint of stout. So quick as a wink, we all set out for a public house in Rothseo.
Says I think I'd like to sing.
Says I, you'll no do such a thing.
I says, clear the room and we'll make a ring of white chisel and Rothseo.
A diddle-ma-do-a-dum-a-day, diddle-ma-do-a-da-da-do, a diddle-ma-do-a-dum-a-day, the night we went to Rothseo. Well, we had to find a place to sleep, 'cause we were all too drunk to even creep. So we found a place that was really cheap, in a boarding house in Rothseo. We all lay down to take our ease, when somebody happened for to sneeze.
Achoo!
And awakened 500,000 fleas in a single room in Rothseo. Diddle-ma-do-a-dum-a-day, diddle-ma-do-a-da-da-do, diddle-ma-do-a-dum-a-day, the night we went to Rothseo. When there were several different kinds of pests, they'd run and they'd jump inside our vests. They'd get in our hair and they'd make their nests and cry, hurrah for Rothseo! Says I think we'll head for home, and we swore we never more would roam. But we're scratching still as we sing this poem, and the night we went to Rothseo. Diddle-ma-do-a-dum-a-day, diddle-ma-do-a-da-da-do, diddle-ma-do-a-dum-a-day, the night we went to Rothseo. Diddle-ma-do-a-dum-a-day, diddle-ma-do-a-da-da-do, diddle-ma-do-a-dum-a-day, the night we went to Rothseo. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dusty Rhodes and Burt Di Meyer.
I wish I were on yonder hill. 'Tis there I'd sit and cry my fill, and every tear would turn a mill. Iskejetum avur ninslan, shul, shul, shul la Rúin, shul go sucker, go shul go akyun, Shulgadores agus seiliglam, Iskejetu mavur ninslan. I'll sell my rod, I'll sell my reel, I'll sell my only spinning wheel to buy my love a sword of steel. Iskejetu mavur ninslan, shul, shul, shul la Rúin, shul gesucker, geshul go akyun, Shulgadores agus seiliglam, Iskejetu mavur ninslan. I'll dye my petticoats, I'll dye them red, and through the streets I'll beg my bread, until my parents shall wish me dead. Iskejetu mavur ninslan, shul, shul, shul la Rúin, shul gesucker agus shul go akyun, Shulgadores agus seiliglam, Iskejetu mavur ninslan. But now my love has gone to France to try his fortune to advance. If he e'er returns, 'twill be but a chance. Iskejetu ma voerning song. Schule, 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 Rúin. Schule, 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 Lagoon. Schule, Doris, agus legal bond. Is tu ma voerning song. A decent married woman, my name is Mrs. McGee. I'm a native of this county down convenient to Donahadee. I had a faithful husband, whom I liked so fine, but now he's gone and left me and I'm nearly out of me mind. He wears a pair of laceless shoes, Knickers of Corduroy, a swallowtail coat and face coat, he's only got one eye. His hair and whiskers both are black, he wears a castor hat, and can anyone kindly tell me, have they seen me darling Pat? On the morning that we parted, the tears rolled in his eye. Say, Biddy dear, I'm going away, me fortune for to buy. They say the harvest is pretty good in Scotland this year. So Biddy dear, I'll send you the price of a pint, don't you be feared. He wears a pair of laceless shoes and Knickers of Corduroy, a swallowtail coat and waistcoat, he's only got one eye. His hair and whiskers both are black, he wears a castor hat, and can anyone kindly tell me, have they seen me darling Pat? If I can find the postbox as soon as I arrive, you'll expect a letter as sure as I'm alive. My Pat's been gone 3 months today, he's left me in a stew. Since I lost my darling husband, oh what am I to do? He wears a pair of laceless shoes, Knickers of Corduroy, a swallowtail coat and waistcoat, he's only got one eye. His hair and whiskers both are black, he wears a castor hat, and can anyone kindly tell me, have they seen me darling Pat? He wears a pair of laceless shoes and Knickers of Corduroy, a swallowtail coat and waistcoat, he's only got one eye. He wears both are black, he wears a castor hat, and can anyone kindly tell me, have they seen me darling Pat?
Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh.
Our good friend Patrick Hill was raised in New York by parents who'd come over from Ireland. His family belonged to a temperance group called the Pioneers, and it was also a popular group in Ireland as well. Now, Patrick was somewhat sensitive to the reputation that the Irish seemed to have for drinking a lot of drink, and he felt that there were probably other ethnic groups in Europe that may drink even more than the Irish. So he thought he'd get a little balance into the picture by going into the repertoire of Irish songs and pulling out anti-drinking songs. He combined those with a few poems, 2 of which he wrote himself, and came up with the set we're about to do for you now, Pat's temperance set. The odd thing about these anti-drinking songs is they're almost always sung with a pint in your hand.
I went down to Glasgow City, Nancy whiskey a chance to smell. I went in, sat down beside her, 7 long years I loved her well. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey, 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 Nancy, oh.
I acquired me taste for whiskey at the tender age of 10. Now 'tis 10 times a day that I wish I were 9 again.
Oh, whiskey, you're the devil, you're leading me astray, over hills and mountains and to America. You're sweeter, stronger, decenter, you're funkier than tay. Oh, whiskey, you're me darling, drunk or sober.
'Twas the pig fair last September, a day I well remember. I was strutting up and down in drunken pride, when my knees began to flutter, and I slid down in the gutter, when a pig came up and lay down by me side. As I lie there in the gutter, thinking thoughts I cannot utter, I thought I heard a passing lady say,
You may tell someone who boozes by the company he chooses.
and with that, the pig got up and walked away.
I've been a wild rover for many a year, and I spent all my money on whiskey and beer. But now I'm returning with gold in great store, and I never will play the wild rover no more. And it's no day, never, no day, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more.
The angel that God sent to guard me is named Gwyneth. After 2 pints of Guinness, I cannot pronounce her name. Might we consider an exchange, I pray? A Catherine or a Michael would do. But God frowned upon this cosmic shuffling and offered at most a stew. Now I feel downright deflated to be guarded by an angel named Stew. So I'll stick with God's choice of Gwyneth, and I'll limit me Guinness to 2.
I'll go back to me parents, confess what I've done, and ask them to pardon their prodigal son. And if they caress me as oft time before, then I never will play the wild rover no more. And it's no day, never, no nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never. Cows and weavers, come all ye weavers, where'er ye be. Beware of her whiskey, Nancy whiskey. She ruin you like she ruined me. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh.
An Irish fellow who comes home inebriated several nights in a row, and when he arrives home, he finds very strange things happening, objects that don't belong, and so when he queries his wife about, what is the source of these strange things, her responses are mystifying, and so I leave it to you to figure it out. It has an easy chorus that you'll be able to figure out as we there we go, as we go along. Yeah. His name is Willie. So as Willie comes home, yeah. Well, as I come home on a Monday night, as drunk could be, I spied a horse outside the door, where my old horse should be. Well, I called me wife and I says to her, will you kindly tell to me, Who owns this horse outside the door where my old horse should be? Oh, Willie! You're drunk, you silly old fool. Still you canna see that's a lovely milk cow that my mother sent to me. Well, there's many a day I traveled 100 miles or more, but a saddle on the milk cow sure I never saw before. And as I come home on a Tuesday night, as drunk could be, I spied a coat behind the chair where my old coat should be. Well, I called me wife and I said to her, will you kindly tell to me, who owns this coat behind the door where my old coat should be? Oh, Willie, you're drunk, you silly old fool. Still you canna see this the lovely blanket that my mother sent to me. Well, it's many a day I traveled 100 miles or more, but buttons on the blanket sure I never saw before. And as I come home on a Wednesday night, as drunk could be, I spied a pipe upon the chair where my old pipe should be. Well, I called me wife and I says to her, will you kindly tell to me, who owns this pipe upon the chair where my old pipe should be? Oh, Willie, you're drunk, you silly old fool. Still you canna see that's the lovely tin whistle that my mother sent to me. Well, it's many a day I traveled 100 miles or more, but tobacco in a tin whistle sure I never saw before. As I come home on a Thursday night, as drunk could be, I spied two boots beside the bed where my old boot should be. Well, I called me wife and I said to her, will you kindly tell to me, who owns them boots beside the bed where my old boot should be? Oh, Willie, you're drunk, you silly old fool. Still you canna see that's the lovely geranium pots my mother sent to me. Well, it's many a day I traveled 100 miles or more, but laces in a geranium pot sure I never saw before. And as I come home on a Friday night, as drunk could be, I spied a head inside the bed where my old bed should be. Well, I called me wife and I says to her, will you kindly tell to me, who owns his head with you in the bed where my old head should be? Oh, Willie, you're drunk, you silly old fool. Still you canna see this is just a baby boy my mother sent to me. Well, it's many a day I traveled 100 miles or more, but a baby boy with his whiskers on sure I never saw before. I come home on a Saturday, as drunk could be, I spied two hands upon her breasts, where my old hand should be. Well, I called me wife and I says to her, will you kindly tell to me, who owns these hands upon your breast, where my old hand should be? Oh, Willie, you're drunk, you silly old fool. Still you canna see this is just a living broad Jane Russell sent to me. Well, it's many a day I traveled 100 miles or more, but a living broad with fingernails sure I never saw before. And as I come home on a Sunday night, a wee bit after 3, I spied a man ran out my door with his pants around his knees. Oh, I called me wife and I says to her, will you kindly tell to me, who was that man ran out my door with his pants around his knees? Oh, Willie, you're drunk, you silly old fool. Still you canna see that was just the tax collector the Queen sent down to me. Well, it's many a day I traveled 100 miles or more, but an Englishman that could last till 3, sure I never saw before. No, an Englishman that could last till 3, sure I never saw before.
Raised on songs and stories, heroes of renown, on the passing tales and glories that once was Dublin town. The hallowed halls and houses, the haunting children's rhymes, are a part of what was Dublin in the rare old times. Ring-a-ring-a-rosy, as the light declines, I remember Dublin city in the rare old times. My name it is Sean Dempsey, as Dublin as can be, born hard and late in Pimlico, in a house that ceased to be. My trade I was a cooper, lost out to redundancy, like my house that fell to progress. My trade's a memory, and I courted Peggy Diednan, as pretty as you please, oh, a rogue and a child of Mary, and a rebel liberties. I lost her to a student lad, with skin as black as coal, when he took her off to Birmingham. She took away my soul. Ring-a-ring-a-rosy, as the light declines, I remember Dublin city in the rare old time. And the years have made me bitter, the drink has dimmed my brain, for Dublin keeps on changing, nothing seems the same. The Metropole and Pillar are gone, the Royal Oak since pulled down, and the grey unyielding concrete makes a city of my town. So fare thee well, my Anna Liffey, I can no longer stay and watch the new glass cages that rise up along the quay. My mind's too full of memories, too old to hear new chimes. I'm a part of what was Dublin in the rare old times. Ring-a-ring-a-rosy, as the light declines, I remember Dublin city in the rare old times. Ring-a-ring-a-rosy, as the light declines, I remember Dublin city in the rare old times.
An Irish lad went riding out one dark and dreary day. Upon moors he rested as he went on his way. And all at once some mighty herd of smelly goats he saw. Yuck. Plowing through the bright sky and the cloudy draw. And go brown, and go gray, hey, 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 goes bird in the sky. Their faces red and haggard, and their eyes bloodshot as well. Hey, their hearts were drooping to the ground, their father he could smell. Yuck! A bolt of fear went through him as they slumped through the sky. For he saw the leprechauns a-coming, Rothseo, here they come! And he heard their mournful cry. And go round, and go play, hey, 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 gold riders in the sky. Their faces gaunt, their eyes were blurred, their shirts all soaked with sweat. They're riding off to somewhere, but they ain't got there yet. No, not yet. But they've got to ride forever on them moors up in the sky. It's a silly thing to do. When you ask, they don't know why. I got a clue. And go round, and go red, hey, 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 gold riders in the sky. As the leprechauns came riding by, he heard one call his name. Hey, Murphy! You think you're going crazy, lad? You just yourself to blame. So get on back to Dublin, or we're heading down the road. Or you'll spend all eternity up on that Blarney Stone. And go brown, and go red, hey, 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 gold riders in the sky. Gold riders in the sky.
All right.
We received an invitation in the post one Monday morn.
To attend our cousin's wedding in the town where we were born.
The dude was back in Kerry, so wishing to be frugal.
We
trolled the net to find some decent travel deals on Google. Cheap flights, cheap as they can be.
Bedad, we found an airline serving flights for 50p.
Yeah,
Cheap flights, cheap as they can be. Bedad, we found an airline serving flights for 50p. Well, we clicked onto the website and were mightily surprised to find the actual cost wasn't quite as advertised. We'd forgotten airport taxes had also to be billed, but a bargain is a bargain, and begorra, we were thrilled. Cheap flights, destitute from me. It isn't every airline offers flights for 50p. Cheap flights, destitute from me. It isn't every airline offers flights for 50p.
After studying the website, we decided it was best to pay priority boarding so that we'd sit free abreast. And of course we'd all have luggage, so that's an extra cost. And then we paid insurance in case our cases might get lost.
Cheap flights, it's obvious to see. There must be extra charges when the flights are 50p. Cheap flights, it's obvious to see.
There must be extra charges when the flights are 50 feet.
At last the flight was booked with all of the additions. We read the reams of small print of terms and conditions, and then picked up the charge for using Visa, which was drastic. Cause how the hell are you supposed to pay without friggin' plastic?
Cheap flights, we paid the friggin' fee. Cause by now we were committed to the flights for 50 feet. Cheap flights, we paid the friggin' fee. Cause by now we were committed to the flights for 50 feet.
Now I don't know if you tried locating Stansted on a map, but checking in at 5 a.m. is a friggin' load of crap. It's head crowded if you try to catch a train or underground, and a taxi to the arse of the world, more than 100 pounds.
Cheap flights, we should have gone by sea. There's no such bloody thing as a friggin' flight for 50p. Cheap flights, we should have gone by sea. There's no such bloody thing as a friggin' flight for 50p.
Well, when we reached the airport where we had to pay a fine, the bloody buggers charged us because we hadn't checked in online. And then there was an extra fee for the flight that we were on, cause the friggin' charged to use the friggin' John.
Cheap flights, I think you must agree that only good gosh, I think there's flights for 50p. Cheap flights, I think you must agree that only bloody gosh, I think there's flights for 50p.
Well, finally we landed and tried to shuffle up the aisle.
But the steward sent us to the back with never a hint of a smile.
And when we heard his announcement, our hearts gave a terrible thump.
If you haven't prepaid to use the steps, you'll have to friggin' jump. Cheap flights, hearken on to me. You're an idiot if you think a friggin' flight is 50p. Cheap flights, hearken on to me. You're an idiot if you think a friggin' flight is 50p.
Oh, the summertime is coming, and the trees are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme grows around the bloomin' heather. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pull wild mountain thyme all around the bloomin' heather. Will you go, lassie, go? I would build my love a tower by yon clear crystal fountain, and of it I would pile all the flowers of the mountain. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pull wild mountain thyme all around the bloomin' heather. Will you go, lassie, go? I would roam the wide world o'er, and the deep sea so dreary, and I'd bring all the spoils to the bowerd o' my dearie. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pull wild mountain thyme all around the bloomin' heather. Will you go, lassie, go? If my love she would not come, then I'll surely find another to pull wild mountain thyme from around the purple heather. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pull wild mountain thyme from around the bloomin' heather. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pull wild mountain thyme
Okay.
Now Clancy was a peaceful man, if you know what I mean. The cops picked up the pieces after Clancy left the scene. He never looked for trouble, that's a fact you can assume. But nevertheless, when trouble would press, Clancy lowered the boom. Oh, the Clancy, oh, the Clancy. Whenever they got his Irish up, Clancy lowered the boom, 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 boom. O'Leary was a fighting man, they all knew he was tough. He strutted around the neighborhood, shooting off his cuff. He picked a fight with Clancy, then and there he sealed his doom. Before you could shout, O'Leary, look out! Clancy lowered the boom. Oh, the Clancy, oh, the Clancy. Whenever they got his Irish up, Clancy lowered the boom, 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 boom. Clancy left the barber shop with tonic in his hair. He walked into the pool room and he met O'Reilly there. O'Reilly said, for goodness sake, now go, I smell perfume. Before you could stack your cue in the rack, Clancy lowered the boom. Oh, the Clancy, oh, the Clancy. Whenever you got his Irish up, Clancy lowered the boom, 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 boom. Maloney walked into the bar and ordered up a round. He left his drink to telephone and Clancy drank it down. Maloney said, who drunk me drink? I'll lay him in his tomb. Before you could say, oh, the time of the day, Clancy lowered the boom. Oh, the Clancy, oh, the Clancy. Whenever you got his Irish up, Clancy lowered the boom, 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 boom. The Houlihan delivered ice to Mrs. Clancy's flat. He'd always linger for a while to talk of this and that. One day he kissed her just as Clancy walked into the room. Before they could pat the top of your hat, Clancy lowered the boom. Oh, the Clancy, oh, the Clancy. Whenever you got his Irish up, Clancy lowered the boom, 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 boom. The neighbors all turned out for Kate O'Grady's wedding night. But McDougal said, let's have some fun, I think I'll start a fight. He wrecked the room, he kissed the bride and pulverized the groom. Before you could think, quick as a wink, Clancy lowered the boom. Oh, the Clancy, oh, the Clancy. Whenever you got his Irish up, Clancy lowered the boom, 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 boom.
Sure, it was the most lovely thing you ever to see when Clancy lowered the boom.
Oh, sure it was.
On yonder hill there lives a lady, who she is I do not know. I will court her for her beauty, I will ask her yes or no. No sir, 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 no. She is a fair and handsome creature, and to woo her I will go. I will ask her to be my true love. She must answer yes or no. No sir, 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 no. Well, if while walking in the garden, plucking flowers all wet with dew, tell me, would you be offended if I walk and talk with you? No sir, 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 no. Well, tell me one thing, tell me truly, tell me why you scorn me so. Tell me why, when asked a question, you must always answer no. No sir, 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 no. My father was a Spanish merchant, and before he went to sea, he told me to be sure to answer no to all you said to me. No sir, 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 no. Well, if while walking in the garden I should ask you to be mine, if I told you that I loved you, would you still my heart decline? No, sir, 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 no.
Here we go, Gypsy Rover.
Gypsy Rover came over the hill, down to the valley so shady. He whistled and he sang till the greenwood rang, and he won the heart of a lady. Ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-doo, ah-day, ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-day. He whistled and he sang till the greenwood rang, and he won the heart of a lady. She left her father's castle gates, left her own fond lover, left her servants and her estates to follow the gypsy rover. Ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-doo, ah-day, ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-day. He whistled and he sang till the greenwood rang, and he won the heart of a lady. Her father saddled up his fastest steed, and roamed the valleys all over. He sought his daughter at great speed, and a whistling gypsy rover. Ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-doo, ah-day, ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-day. He whistled and he sang till the greenwood rang, and he won the heart of a lady. He came at last to a mansion fine, down by the river lady. There was music and there was wine for the gypsy and his lady. Ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-doo, ah-day, ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-day. He whistled and he sang till the greenwood rang, and he won the heart of a lady. She is no gypsy, my father, she said, but lord of these lands all over. And I will stay till my dying day with my whistling gypsy rover. Ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-doo, ah-day, ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-day. He whistled and he sang till the greenwood rang, and he won the heart of a lady. One more time. Ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-doo, ah-day, ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-day. He whistled and he sang till the greenwood rang, and he won the heart of a lady.
There's a tear in your eye, and I'm wondering why, for it never should be there at all. With such power in your smile, should have known you'd be dial, for there's never a teardrop
your sweet lilting laughter's like some fairy song, and your eyes twinkle bright as can be. You should laugh all the while, and all other times smile, and a smile for me. When Irish eyes are smiling, sure it is like a morning spring. In the lilt of Irish laughter, you can hear the angels sing. When Irish hearts are happy, all the world sings bright and gay. And when Irish eyes are smiling, sure to steal your heart away. For your smile is a part of the love in your heart, and it makes even sunshine more bright. Like the linnet's sweet song, crooning all the day long, comes your laughter and light. For the springtime of life is the sweetest of